and I have some paper as well. And what I wanted to do is kind of just show you here, and we'll try to make them not so Valentine-y. I mean, you can do different ones, but I'm gonna go with the pinks and the reds, I think. So what I did with this particular one is I just kind of slid through. The stencil. I can't seem to get this centered. And just to create a little bit of background. And then I found some old vintage tickets that are see-through. So if you have anything that's see-through, that works really well. So let's just kind of start with that. I'm using spun sugar. I wanted to go kind of light with the pink. And then I ended up, when I was playing, adding the embossing glaze. I don't think I'm going to do that though, because I kind of want to keep it a pink. So you can use, excuse me, any kind of stencil just to create a really subtle background. So, and just, it doesn't have to be a lot, right? So let me see. I just want to create some sort of background. So just something really subtle, right? This one is very subtle actually. So let's put a little bit more. Let's see if we kind of make this a little straight. There we go. All right, so there's your background. Again, like I said, very, very subtle. And then you can do this with lots of different stencils. I would use stencils that kind of have a pattern though, and then just stay in the middle though. You don't want to do the whole card. You just want to kind of stay in the middle just to create, you know, some background or some interest. All right, so there's my second stencil. And then we have the Harlequins. Now the Harlequins are a little bit bigger, which is fine. But maybe not do as many. I think the bigger the pattern, the less you want to do, and then break it up a little bit. So that way it looks splotchy, because that's kind of what I'm going for. And then the fourth one, this is what I did the original card with. All I did with this one is just kind of go right, you know, right down the middle. And that was it. So that's how I started. That's how I started the background with a stencil. So go through your stencils, see, you know, what might work. I mean, all you're looking for these backgrounds is just a little, I want to say a little kiss of color. Because it's Valentine, right? A little kiss of color to start your background. All right, so once you have your backgrounds going, I found this stamp, which was perfect for Valentine's Day, but you can keep in mind you can use this for birthdays. I didn't put Valentine in it. I did use some remnant rubs for this, but I think this could also be just a friendship card. So, you know, find a stamp. So once you get your stencil in, and again, just a kiss of color, not a lot, just a kiss of color. Then you want to find a stamp, and let's look through these. Let's look through these quickly if I can. I don't have a lot of. I don't have a lot of Valentine stamps. I don't do Valentine cards. I saw someone in there saying they don't do Valentine cards. I don't either. So let me see if I have any other, just quickly. This wasn't my intent, but I think I could maybe use a butterfly might be good too. Maybe I'll use a butterfly. Let's see what else I got here. I'm getting taller here. Got a witch. Oh, here's some Valentine's ones. Alright. So I found a butterfly Could be a get well, absolutely. It could be an anniversary for sure. Absolutely for sure. Let me see what else I got here. So that's definitely Halloween. I don't even know what that is. These are my postcard ones. Oh, here's some hearts. All right, so yeah, let's we might be able to use this. B. This would be really good background too. We'll see. We'll come to that. All right. So I found a few more stamps. So let's see what we could do. So once you've got a flower, a bouquet, yeah. So let's see what we can do here. So once you have your background, right, then what you want to do is do your stamping for your focal points. Now, your focal point can be anything. It doesn't have to be hearts, which is what I'm doing. But it can be, like I said, a butterfly. It could be just hearts, right? Maybe a single heart that you stamp a couple of times. There's a lot of ways you can go with it. Now, I'm using tone on tone. I'm using the same ink. And I know if you've used distress ink before, it doesn't stamp perfectly clear, but that's what I like about it. You know, I'm not looking for, I gotta take my jacket off. I'm not looking for a crisp image. I'm looking just for a background. So keep that in mind when you are creating backgrounds. It's a background. It doesn't need to be, you know, perfectly stamped. See, I think that's perfect. So there's that right there. And this is where I had put the embossing colors. I'm not going to do it on this one, but this is when I would do it. Your distress inks tend to stay a little bit wet, so this would be a good time to do it. But you just want to do like a touch. Again, just working on the background. So there's that. Let's see what other stamps I have that this would work with. Yeah, for sure, Kim, you're right, because it doesn't stamp perfectly crisp. All right, so I've got, what do I have here? I've got stuff here. I haven't dug into this in a while. So here's some flourishes. I think that would be pretty. I've got some scribble hearts. What else do I have here? Probably not this. This is too specific of a pattern. So probably not that. And then maybe kind of want to go with a bigger butterfly. Let's see what else I have here. So let's work with these two first. So this particular one, let's see. I remember, I don't know, a few weeks ago someone told me to turn that upside down. I think I'm going to need to just, this is warped, so I think I'm going to need to get another background. Alright, so this is just flourishes. I've got to decide, it's going to be on the side, so probably this side I'm thinking. Something like that. I think I probably need to wash my Misty. What do you guys think? And again, I'm going just with the same color on color. Now, if you wanted to go a little darker, I think the next color that I probably would look at is Picked Raspberry. Let's see. maybe just real light here. So you get a little bit of dark, right? So that's picked raspberry. We'll let that dry. And I know I've got ink here, but we're going to trim it. I'm not worried about that. And here's what I'm saying about the Distress ink. See, it stays wet longer than most of your inks. Yeah, this is old. I think I probably heat embossed it or something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's pretty warpy. So that's one of the backgrounds. Not my favorite, but I still think we can make it work. All right, and then we have this one. Let's see what we have here. Got some. Okay, so I've got these butterfly stamps, which I think are pretty cool. And I'm thinking maybe doing something like that. I'm going to use tape, so I need to be careful about that. That maybe down here and here, something like that, I think. Hey, Mari. All right, so there's my butterflies. See if we can get them to stick. Oh, it's not wanting to stick. Look at that. Look at that. It's not sticking. Let's try that again. All right. And then I think I'm going to go a little darker. Hey, Frida. So let's go just with pink on this. That bigger butterfly might move on me. So we'll see. We'll see if we can not mess up the background here. Yeah, whenever it doesn't stick like that for me, Mari or Carlene, I usually go and wash the stamp, and that seems to help. But yeah, tape runner as well. See, it moved, so I'm not gonna stamp that again because I've already moved it. But that's okay because we're just going for a background on this. So there's that one, and then the last one is this one. Let's do a couple of hearts. And with a stamp like this, you can just stamp it a few times, right? It was, yep, Robin, it was a Finnabar stamp. For a while, I was really into her stamps. So we'll do that, and we'll do this. Again, just working on some backgrounds. Alright, so there are the backgrounds. So, put that aside. Okay, so that I want to say is the only stamping I'm going to do other than the sentiment. But we'll come back to it. Okay, so now that I have my backgrounds, right? And again, here we go. So again, we did the stenciling in the background, and then we did our stamping. So just really, really subtle. So once you have that, the next thing that I did, and again, I was going through my stash. So I found, what did I find? I found some, I don't want to say it because maybe I won't find it again. So I pulled them out and now I can't find them. I guess these would work. What you want I found some remnant rubs is what I found, but now I can't find. And they weren't their ordinary remnant rubs. They were the ones, there they are. They were the ones that had like color. And I can't remember specifically where I got these, but I liked just the spot of color for the background. So that's where I used this. So depending on, you know, what kind of cards you're going to do, this may not work for these particular ones. But if you have any background remnant rubs, just to give it a little bit of, you know, texture, then that's where you can use up some of those. Yes, it does look white, but we're gonna do something with that. So and then the next thing I did is I wanted to find something that had like tissue paper. So when I was going through my stuff, I found these. So what I did with this one was just a ticket, which I think I have. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, just something like this. These are vintage tickets. So if you wanted to, you know, add that, you could do that. Let me see what else I have here. Hey, Delina. And then I have these. I think I had these in my shop at one time, and these are my extras. So let me see what I have here. So this might work. So again, this will be see-through when I put it down. So we'll maybe put that there. And then maybe, probably not that. What do I have here? So you could do something like that. Or you can do tissue paper. Now I have this old tissue tape, which is essentially what that paper kind of is. So this has butterflies, so if I wanted to maybe just add to the butterfly theme, I could do something like that. Let me get my... just something like that. Might just leave that actually. Alright, so there's that one. And then this one, I think I'm going to use some collage medium. So let me just add some of this collage medium. Oops. See if we can maybe have this straight here. So again, because I'm using pink, you might think it's, you know, Valentine's, but, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be Valentine's. You can make it for any sort of theme. Alright, so there's that. Maybe we'll use that. I haven't decided yet. And then this one here, again, these are stickers. So, and as you can see, I'm getting 4 backgrounds done at the same time, so I'll be able to make 4 cards, which I will include with anybody that has purchased anything. Alright, so we'll do this one here. And see, these are kind of translucent. I like stickers like that. So we'll just stick that right there. Okay, and then this one. Maybe I'll do that one there. I might do that there and that there so I can do one of the tissue papers. So how many of y'all have bought these tissue papers and they're sitting in your drawer? I know I have. Yeah, me. So let's see if we can maybe use some of these. So, see, this would work. Love that. So, I mean, this would work in lieu of a paper doll. Look at that. You could easily create that as a background. So let's do that. All right. So I'm going to cut this. And then, let's see if we can maybe, let's try to do one of these at a time here. So let's focus on this one first. And take this sticker off. Put that right. And again, it's translucent, which is what I like, because then you can see through the image. But it's just a way to create more background interest, which is what we're trying to do here. If we can get this straight. All right, perfect. Got a lot of unused tissue paper. Yeah, Frida, you and me both, girl. You and me both. All right, so there's my background. But what? I know, Robin, you said, oh, it's so white. Well, we're going to do something about that. So let me trim this down. This is that cutting tool that I just bought. And I've been using the, what have I been using? I've been using the one that kind of is jiggly on the side. So that's what I was doing for my sides. Let's see if we can maybe, be nice if I showed it, right? Okay. There's that. There's that. There's that. All right. And then you can either, depending on what kind of card you're going to make, you can find a paper doll, of course, right? Or you can use a little, a little character that I have. Now, some of these characters, let me see here. See, this would definitely be a Valentine. One of the things that I have also available, and I didn't share this, I probably should have, are these little ephemera packs that I made you guys. So they're jam-packed with both vintage and reproduced ephemera. So I've got 3 pink ones here that I'm going to sell $5 each if anybody wants one of these. And these have the little paper dolls that I'm using. So I got 3 pink ones. If anybody wants one, just claim it, $5 each. And then I have this one here that has some of those retro drive-in images on this one, and it also has, you know, vintage labels. So this one also is $5. And then this one has lots of vintage items. This one is going for, it's got, I've got, you know, seed packets in here, SNH stamps, labels. This one is like a St. Patrick's Day theme. And this one is going for $8 because it's got a little bit more vintage stuff in here. So if any of you guys want those, just put a note in there and send me an email that you wanted one. Alright, so there is that. I think I'm going to use, though, my paper dolls. You know, I like my paper dolls. So, let's see here. So, here's my paper dolls. I found a new box for my paper dolls. So, let's see what I can find here. Robin, you want one? Which one do you want? Do you want the pink? Do you want the Posties beverage? Or do you want the St. Patrick's Day? They're not in the shop, Carlene, because it's easier for me to do it this way, and then I'll list them in the shop. But, yeah, so just tell me, Robin and Carlene, if you want one. You got to tell me which one you want. Alright, so let's see what we can add here. That's cute. Look how cute that one is. I think I want it a little bit bigger though. Let's see. The first pink one. Oh boy. Help me out, Carlene. Be true, enjoy the journey, or tea for two. I gotta know which one. So that's gonna go here, I think. Okay, so that's going to go there. And we're going to do something with the background because it's too white in just a minute. Alright, so there's the first one. And then this one here, Carlene wants to be true. Alright, the one with the button. Alright, I got you, Carlene. And then Robin, you want I'll give you the tea for two. That's a cute one, Robin. Alright, so the next one here, let me find another background. Let's see. super cute. Let's do that. That's so cute. Okay, so that one's that. Okay. And then let's go ahead and trim this down. And when I start cleaning up, guys, I'll add a few more things to those pockets. I always do. So that's the way I clean my desk out. I make little mini pockets for you guys. All right. And then, so yeah, I'm just doing the decal edge again. Real easy. Okay, now this one. And we're going to do some background still, so don't fret. All right, so this one, you see how it's kind of square around? I don't want that. So I'm going to just rip it a little bit. I mean, this tissue paper rips so easily. You can use a ruler if you wanted to. But I mean, I find I can just do it with my thumb and forefinger. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I prefer it that way. I think if it just has the square edges, it's just not as fun looking. And we're going to collage this. So, all right, so and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly straight. Again, remember, it's just for the background. And this is more than just the background. This is going to be in lieu of the paper dolls. But if you wanted to use any of the other tissue paper, what you could do is you can just cut like a piece of it and stick it right there. So maybe I'll do that on this one just to show you. So this one here, if I just wanted to do kind of like, you know, if I had tape, I can just kind of cut. And it doesn't have to be, you want it organic, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, you know, we'll save this for another day. I already stuck it down. But let me show you. So if you wanted to not do this, right, then you can easily do this. Maybe we'll do this. And, you know, in lieu of your, you know, paper here. So let's just do this. So let's just, this will tear so easily, so you have to be careful. See, I've already started to wrinkle it. Gotta be careful. And if you have a brush, you can do that as well. I'm just using my fingers. But a brush would work too. Okay, all right, and then let's see if we can find another paper doll. See, I would love to do a couple, but I don't want to cover the heart too much. Let's see. Too big. She's cute. Maybe something like that. So, just like that, I guess. And then let's do our decal edge. Okay, and then the last one, I think I was going to do something like that. Why not, right? See if I can make this straight. And then maybe we'll do a little Valentine on this one. Oh, she's cute. Look at this one. That's really cute. So let me just fussy cut this. This is a sticker. This is from last year's stash, I think. So what I'll do is I'll stick some more of these little cuties in those pockets, those pink pockets that Robin and Carlene got. If there's anybody else that wants any of those, just let me know. Otherwise, they're going to go in the shop, probably for more than $5. So... I want to see. We're paying attention. Let's see. So, Carlene, we are paying attention. Monica, love them. I'll take one of those pink pockets. Rhonda. Okay. Oh, Rhonda. Did you... I'm glad that you're here. So, I didn't see where you actually had... Did you get my email on the PayPal for the last two? So, I still have these from last week, Rhonda. So, check your email if you haven't paid it yet, and then I'll send you another invoice for the pink one. So, okay. I know the way that I did PayPal, I did it as a request for money versus an invoice. Oh, okay, Rhonda, thank you. I'll check again. It goes to my husband's email, so sometimes he doesn't tell me. So, yep, sounds good. And I'll include it in the shipping for you, Rhonda, so I don't have to charge you twice for shipping. The black patent leather shoes. I had black patent leather shoes. They were very cute. Alright, so this is one of the Valentines. Super cute, right? Look at how cute that is. But you can see the background, the Harlequin diamonds and the hearts. Super, super cute. And like I said, you guys that are claiming some of the items, I'll include one of the cards in with your order. I won't tell you which one, though. You're going to be surprised. But you guys will get Valentine's from me. How's that? Okay, perfect. So, again, I did the my messy cutting skills. Thanks, Robin. Alright, so here are... My desk is getting smaller and smaller. So here are the 4 that we did. So we did... Oh, that didn't want to come off. We did the background with the hearts and the harlequin. This one was the hearts and the dots. And this one was, again, just some squigglies with the lines. And then this one was the butterfly. So we're going to mat this, and then we're going to add a little bit more interest. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, so I've got some backgrounds that we use for framing. And then to create some of the backgrounds, this is what I do, Robin. And you might have seen me do this before, but let's go ahead and frame these first. I'm going to use my walnut stain, of course. So let's get some of that walnut stain. Just to take away some of that whiteness. Okay. Because we don't typically do white backgrounds, right? So there's the first one. I love how it just looks dirty and grungy. I love that look. Not white anymore, Robin. No. And I got out my date stamp. You guys remember this, right? February 14th, 1967. So this one definitely looks like a Valentine's one. So let's see if we can do this straight. So there's that one. see. So, Jim, play with your foam pads with oxides on them. Spray them with water and swiped across the backgrounds. Yes, I've done that before too. Very cool look. Absolutely. And then I have these. I think I'm going to put, should I put one of these arrows? Cute, huh? One of the arrows? Ah, I just broke it. Ah, that's alright. It doesn't need to be a big arrow. Let's see. See, so there's ways to embellish to clear up some of that whiteness, right? And then I think I want to do friendship. These are so old, you guys. Let's see. Oof. Break. Adventure every day. Here we go. Oh, do any of you guys have any of these? Oh my goodness. Well, at least you broke up after Valentine's Day, Delina. Hopefully you got something good. Okay. Alright, so we'll do, since this is going to be a friendship, we'll do friendship right here. So friendship right there, and there's card number 1. And I think I even have some card backings. So there's that. So we've been going a little bit more than an hour, but I want to finish up these 4 cards for you guys. Alright, so there's card number 1. Now in the new kit, you guys, I do have some really cute sentiments. So I have one that said, I couldn't have asked for a sweeter friend. And then this one is sweet wishes. So if you do decide to create cards out of these, you have your inside sentiment as well. So that's always nice, right? Okay, so that's card number 1. And you see how we did the background with the stencil and then the stamping. And then, you know, just a little interest here. And then I just grunged it up a little bit. So there's number 1. Number 2. Alright, so this particular one, I wanted to share with you. Some of these are Finnabar stamps. We were talking about her earlier. And I love these stamps because they're so easy. Not that one. Because they're so easy to use for background. So let me see. This is already kind of busy to begin with. So I'm not sure I want to add too much more. But I wanted to show you. Maybe not on this one because it's already got a busy background to begin with. But maybe just a little bit. Maybe we'll just do a number. I have another. vintage stamp here that I was playing with yesterday. And I had to ink it. Let's see how it looks. See, the ink's not quite coming off. Let's see. Let's see if that works. No, I'm going to have to find a way to re-ink this. Although I do kind of like how it kind of just stamps the number a little bit, right? Should we risk it? Risk it for the biscuit? Just got a random number there. We'll do another one right here. There we go. So yeah, just another way to create some background interest. Numbers are always good for that. I don't know. I like randomness. So hopefully I didn't ruin your card if this is yours. And then, let's see. Let's use these again, right? So this can go, we'll do this one over that number. We'll just keep that number there. Remember. Okay. Put that there. And I think I have another card backing somewhere. All right. Okay. Yes, I was messing with it yesterday, Robin, inking the pad up, and I over inked it. So I've got to be real careful when I do that. See, now I've lost my. Oh, I use this. Yeah, that'll work. I gotta find my little thingamabob there. All right, so here's card number 2. Do you like these cards? Do you like I mean, personally what I would do is I would get all of my stencils and a few stamps, and I would just make backgrounds and then just have them ready, because they make really, really cute cards, especially if you like the grungy look. See, that's 2 of them right there already. And then, let's see. Here's this one. So I think this one will be a good example. Alright, so these here, what I like about these stamps, and these are old, but I like them because, I'm trying to think, we'll do black. You can hold them in your hand, and then just do part of the stamp. So if you're just looking to add a little interest, you know, you can control it. And that's what I like about these. just enough to create, you know, a little bit of interest, right? So yeah, so that's what I like about these here, is just to create some of that background that you might be missing. So Robin, if you think it's a little bit too white, you know, you can get some of those smaller stamps to create background interest. Okay. And so if you're not really into making, you know, Valentine's Day cards, these could certainly, like you said in the beginning, they could be, you know, birthday cards, they could be friendship cards. I think, you know, we tend to think of reds and pinks as Valentine, but certainly you can use those for other occasions as well. And then, since we're kind of going with this theme here, let's pick another one. Adventure. She looks adventurous, right? I'm going to have a messy desk when we're done here, guys. So we'll do adventure there, and then I guess we could try to make that. And I'll put this on the card in a minute. I just want to get through these for us. And then this last one, let's do the February again. Why not, right? So February 14. I like that. And then we'll just do some more background, I guess. Splatters. Yes, for sure you could do splatters as well. Maybe we'll do that next week. I don't do splatters too much, but we can do that. Just adding some background. There we go. And this will go here. Oops, got to do the brown. Okay. And then let's, since we are going with this theme here, every day. Well, let's use, this one's loose, so let's do this one. It says every day. Every day things are getting, I don't know that song. Do you guys know that song? Like a roller coaster. Na, 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 na. All right. Every day. Put her right. Put that right there. And then I'll put, you know, put these on cards and I'll add them to the orders. But yeah, so that was my idea for today, guys, is just to pull out our stencils that we haven't used in a while, right? Pull out some of the stamps that we haven't used in a while. And make some backgrounds. And although they're pretty similar backgrounds, but they're unique. You know, like this one, like I said, had the Harlequin diamonds, but you've got the hearts, and then the grunge, and then this one had just the lines, but it's got all the squiggles here. I guess I should help put it in here. So just similar, but a little different. And then, you know, this one here had the stripes, kind of like the one I had in my promo, but I did the butterflies, and then of course this one here with the hearts again, and then the stamping in the background. So similar but different. And I just wanted to, I hadn't used my stencils in a while, and when I was clearing out, I just thought, you know, let's pull out the stencils and let's see, maybe we'll get rid of a couple. I only got rid of one. I'll have to go through them and see what else maybe I'm not using anymore, and I want to get rid of. But stencils don't take up a lot of room, so I don't feel too bad about having several of those. All right, guys, so that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed my idea for the quick and easy backgrounds, and definitely our style, right? Definitely the grungy look with the paper dolls, and definitely our style. So I hope that you guys give me a thumbs up, help support the channel, share the videos if you could. And Kim, thank you always for watching so many of my videos. Kim is a rock star. Let me tell you about Kim. Kim, when I was on the cruise, she went back and she was looking at some of my videos from years ago and making comments. And Kim, you're just a rock star. So thank you so much for supporting and viewing some of my older videos. That really does help a lot. And I think that's it. All right, guys. If you did claim one of the items, please send me an email. And check out the shop as well. I've added some more things in there for you guys to choose from. I need to get busy filling those pockets a little bit more. And yeah, that's it. As a reminder, one more time, I've got this St. Valentine's Day one. If anybody wants that one. And the pink ones are gone, but I do have this one as well. All right. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye.